Welcome back, cheesy minions, and I have a battle here against Toronto Pure, aka Go Leafs Go, which is how we wants to be called now. Whatever, fine. I will put whatever he wants as the name of the video description. But this is the artist that should be known and is formerly known as Toronto Pure. He wanted an NU match and never used a match, and I haven't actually battled him like outside of the NGDL for a while now. I think it's been like almost 100 battles, and he is pretty much a stream regular. And I decided to accept this challenge, and he actually asked for NU, and as soon as he asked for it, I'm like, I know what you're up to, because, you know, Defiant Passimian actually released, like, just before we had this battle, so I knew he was going to pack that Defiant Passimian, and I actually did bring my Incineroar, which is kind of like the biggest NU thing right now, kind of like the Landorus of NU, but Defiant Passimian, obviously, because it is immune to Intimidate and actually gets +1, is gonna really good in NU. I'd be surprised if he doesn't at least move up to RU at some point, but I kind of figured he'd lead with it, so I'm actually just gonna go ahead and lead with my Medicham, and Medicham is a Pokemon that, you know, most of the time you see it's mega used, but it's actually a real powerhouse in NU. And I actually stay in here predicting the U-turn after the fake out, and I was correct. And he actually goes into Whimsicott, and I just go for the high jump kick because it's really powerful with, obviously, ability, pure power, or is it huge power? One of the two. I think it's pure power. Huge power is one Meryl has, which are virtually identical, but whatever. Still hits this Whimsicott despite the resistance really hard, and I'm just going to go for the Bullet Punch because I have that, and I'm going to be able to take down this annoying Whimsicott right off the bat. And, wow, that's a pretty good start for Medicham. So, in comes Weezing. I do have the super effective Psycho Cut, so I'm just going to go for that. Unfortunately, Weezing has a ton of physical defense, and even coming from a super effective stab hit from a Medicham, it's going to actually only do about half, and he's going to get the burn on me, which kind of sucks. So that's going to reduce Medicham's attack down to normal, so pretty much is what it's doing. Let's go for another Psycho Cut. I just want to get damage on this thing. He has Pain Split, though. And, yeah, it's gonna, like, share our pain and stuff, so he's 50 HP now, and stuff, so he's gonna go ahead and switch out, and I actually thought that he would do this, a turn earlier. I was waiting for the high jump kick, so this turn I'm just gonna go for the Psycho Cut. He plays that very well, going into Seismitoad. If I had to guess, he's just gonna try to set up Stealth Rock, so I'm actually gonna go into my Delmise, which is a good switch anyway, because Delmise obviously has the, type advantage, being part Grass, and this thing being S4 weak to Grass, but as well as, the fact that I can Rapid Spin, any potential hazards he's trying to set up, and there it is. So there's the Stealth Rocks, and I'm just going to go for the Rapid Spin. He doesn't have a spin blocker that I see, so like the worst thing he could do is go into Weezing, and the reason this is actually kind of bad is this is actually a banded Delmise. I do carry the Rapid Spin because, you know, obviously the hazard removal is really great, but yeah, so it's going to do a little more damage, but now I'm locked into Rapid Spin, and I have to switch out, so I'm just going to go into my Medicham again. I'm already at low HP, so I was really fearing, actually, yeah, I predicted correctly here with the Pain Split. Did not want him to steal the HP of my fully alive Delmise, so yeah, he's just going to withdraw. He doesn't want to take any more, because even with, you know, with the burn, I still should be doing decent. I probably can kill that Weezing at this point with the Psycho Cut. I don't know, maybe if I could, but it would come down really low. Instead, he just goes out into Seismitoad. I go for the high jump kick, predicting a switch. Ends up working out for me because high jump kick still does a lot of damage to the Seismitoad, even though this thing is probably like bulky EV'd. And I'm just going to go for the Stealth Rocks now. I kind of figured he would do that, but I figured, you know what, if he wants to go for the Stealth Rocks, I want to get some damage on the Seismitoad. I'm going to make him pay for it. And indeed I do, and he has to switch out again now. He goes straight into the Weezing, and I believe I just go for another high jump kick, being my strongest move. It's obviously resisted by Weezing, doesn't quite kill. And I'm going to die to the Rocky Helmet, but that's okay, because I'm just going to go to my Delmise, and I'm thinking, I think Rapid Spin could kill this Weezing at this range. Unfortunately for me, Weezing actually has deceptively high speed for NU. NU is actually a pretty slow tier, as Toronto Pure himself pointed out. So Weezing's base 60 speed can actually outspeed a lot if you invest in it just to outspeed some common threats, especially Delmise, who is obviously really slow. So that kind of backfired on me. I shouldn't have even tried that, because I knew that Weezing had a higher base speed. But I did really want to get rid of the Stealth Rocks too, because I do have the Incineroar. His Seismitoad is nearly dead, so I'm hoping that I can keep it from being able to set up again. So, yeah, my Incineroar comes in, and his Incineroar comes right in as well. I'm just actually going to go for the Fire Blast. I actually carry Fire Blast for Steelix, which is kind of everywhere in this tier as well, which is the reason I don't have Flare Blitz. I'd rather have Fire Blast for the Steelix. I'm just going to go ahead and go for the U-turn now. He already got the -1 attack on me. He actually knocks off my Assault Vest, which is interesting. But I can go into Aerodactyl now, which obviously has the type advantage and the speed advantage. Aerodactyl being one of the most blazing things in the tier. And I'm just going to go ahead and set up my own rocks, because I kind of want them up for myself, and that's what I do. And in comes his Seismitoad again, and I'm thinking, you know what, I really don't want to let this thing, or let him have hazards. I don't know if an Earthquake will kill at this range, but let's just go ahead and taunt him. If he does predict this and hit me with a Scald or something, that would suck, but I'm hoping he doesn't. And I do get him with the taunt, so it's a turn wasted for him. He does gain a little bit of leftovers, but now he can't set up Stealth Rocks right now. I'm going to go ahead and switch out, and I go out into my Delmise to take a particular Scald. Hopefully no burn. I'm kind of hoping that I can live one, too, because that Delmise is really low, because it did take that Pain Split. He does go for the Scald, no burn. However, I actually think Seismitoad outspeeds. Seismitoad is another one of those deceptively kind of fast Pokemon. Not really fast, base 74, but still kind of fast for the tier. But anyway, in comes the Weezing again. I guess he doesn't want to risk it. I think he could have just killed me there if he had like any other attacking me rather than Scald. But I'm just going to go for the Power Whip now. It ends up taking me down as well due to his Rocky Helmet. But I'm actually going to be able to take down the Weezing, which is pretty good. That thing was just a pain in my butt pretty much the whole match. But in comes the Seismitoad yet again. I go into Ambipom now. I'm just going to go for the Fake Out because it's free. He is going to switch out. He doesn't want to take that damage on the Seismitoad. He really is still banking to get Stealth Rock set up on me because I do have my Aerodactyl left as well as my Incineroar, both weak to it. And in the back, he still has that probably Choice Scarf Passimian, which could do a lot of damage to me. So I get that damage here. I'm just going to go for the U-turn. He did get the Intimidate, obviously, so it's not going to do a whole lot. And he actually has this berry, too. What is this? The Ayapa berry or whatever. So that heals him pretty much back to 75%. So that's not good. But Incineroar is a pretty good, solid check to other Incineroar, so I'm just going to go into that. I get the Intimidate on him. He goes for the knockoff. Obviously, he already knocked off my item, so it's not a big deal. And he actually carries Earthquake. I actually don't carry Earthquake on this particular Incineroar. I actually carry Drain Punch instead. And here I think it actually helps me. Now, obviously, Earthquake's a little bit stronger, but this Drain Punch is actually going to heal a good chunk to that opposing Incineroar, and actually heal a little bit as well, so that's pretty nice. And now he's just going to go for the U-turn. The downside to going for the Drain Punch, though, is it's not a very strong move, so something that isn't weak to it, like the Seismitoad coming in, isn't going to end up taking that much from the Drain Punch. It heals it to red, but unfortunately, Seismitoad is going to be able to outspeed Incineroar, because Incineroar is actually a really slow Pokemon. It's base 60. I guess you guys are learning all about speed tiers. Actually, speed ties Weezing, in fact. It's just as fast as that. And Seismitoad is faster, so he's just going to go ahead and go for those Stealth Rocks. Unfortunately, I did lose my Rapid Spinner, and I wasn't able to quite put this Seismitoad to bed before he's able to sit it back up. Good playing by him, and now he's just hoping that this Passimian can come in and get the reverse sweep. My team is extremely weak to Passimian. I decided just to sack off my Incineroar first. My only priority left is my Ambipom, so I have to go into there and hope I can get some good damage, because I do have a plan in my mind, but I need damage here on the Passimian. That's what I need most of all. I need a little bit more damage than that to get a solid KO with what I'm planning. So in comes his Incineroar. It's a good play. Obviously, I'm just going for the Fake Out because I really need to confirm damage on that thing. And he just sacks his Incineroar instead, which actually isn't great because he does get the Intimidate as well. In comes Passimian again, and here I'm like, okay, I can't afford to lose Kingler, because that's my sweeper. I need a reverse sweep with that. I have to sack Aerodactyl. And he thought this was a misplay. He actually mocked me kind of in the Discord chat, and he's like, "Oh, you misplayed," and I'm like, "No, I didn't." Obviously, Aerodactyl is a good asset, but Aerodactyl's not going to outspeed a Scarf Passimian. There's only one way I can get for that, and I need damage here on the Passimian to get that, to get a solid KO, to have a confirmed KO. So I really need this Fake Out damage. I do take it down to red. That's fine. That's all I really needed. Obviously, he's going to be able to take down my Ambipom now. He is Choice Scarfed and locked into close combat. However, I know that my Kingler can actually live a close combat from full health. Well, not full health, but even after Stealth Rocks, I know I can live one. And after an Agility, my Kingler becomes blazing. So, banking everything now on the Agility. He does go for that close combat. Hits me down to 41. I go for the Agility, and yeah, Sheer Force Kingler. I have the Liquidation and the Life Orb. Obviously, I'm not going to take Life Orb Recoil due to Sheer Force. I'm going to go ahead and take down that Passimian just with a little bit. And I needed that because that Liquidation, I think, would have not killed the Passimian otherwise, or it would have been close. It would have been a roll. I really needed that extra damage in order to confirm this kill. And his last Pokemon is Sneasel. Now, he would have the priority with the Ice Shard, but I have the resistance to that, and Kingler can actually live one. So he's actually just going to go for the knockoff. Not that it matters. He's dead to the Liquidation. because Sneasel is obviously made out of paper. It is one of the weakest defensively Pokemon in the game. But yeah, good game there, Toronto Pure. Really happy what I play, how I played that. I knew that you were trying to reverse sweep the whole game with that Passimian, but I knew that my Kingler, if given the opportunity, my Kingler could set up on it. So feels pretty good when a plan comes together. But anyway, today's question of the day, because we have to do a question of the day now. Well, we don't have to, but that's just what I do. And I was thinking back to like the Gen 3 days and contests. Actually, I think they brought it back in Gen 6 in Oros as well. They changed it. I think they like changed it up a little bit. I actually didn't play any of those whatever the mega contests in Oros, but I remember playing quite a bit of the regular contests back in the Generation 3 days, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. And today's question today is going to be simply, what is your favorite contest stat or contest? What do you want to call it? Attribute. Obviously, there are 5 different types of contests: the cool contest, a beauty contest, a cute contest, a smart contest, or smartness whatever you want to call it, smart contest, and a tough contest. So which would you prefer? I mean, you can base it on what moves are of that contest type. So if you like particular moves that are all one type, you could base that, or just which one would you prefer to compete your Pokemon in actual contests? If you could only choose one to specialize in, I think I actually enjoyed the toughness contest most of all. Probably closely followed by smart. Although, I will say this, I had a Dustbuster back in the day that excelled in the cuteness contest because Dustbuster has an OP cuteness stat. It's just fact. It is the highest base cuteness in the game. So if you're ever going to get into cuteness contest, make sure you bring your Dustbuster. So leave a comment about that, your favorite contest stat, and yeah, I'll see you guys again next time. Later.